Why do people not become millionaires? Why is it that only 6.5% of the US population are actually millionaires? And the one reason that I'll start with that I had to deal with for a while was that you're unaware of it. I wasn't aware that it's possible to become rich that it's possible for me to become a millionaire. I thought I have to get extremely lucky, I have to play the lotto, I thought that I should have been born into it, or maybe I could marry up into it. I didn't know that it's possible for me to become a self-made millionaire. A lot of people are like that. They think that well, they don't know, right? If you're born poor enough like I was, or even poorer, if you grow up in a trailer park, or you have parents, or you don't have parents that are able to help you, if you grew up in an orphanage, there's some people who are just simply unaware that it's possible to become wealthy on your own. That it's possible for you, no matter who the fuck you are, no matter how smart, how dumb you are, you can become rich too. So they're simply unaware of it. The other reason is that people are unfocused. And you see this all the time. People are just unfocused. They schlub into work every day. They kind of do their thing. They do whatever is the bare minimum to get their job done. And they schlub back home, and then they watch TV and do nothing. They're like not focused at all on becoming a millionaire. They'll complain, they'll vote, for whatever wealth redistribution, and they'll say, oh, things are not fair. I want to be rich, and they sit there and say, I want to be rich, but they're not focused on becoming rich. Hell, at least if you're playing the lotto, you're somewhat focused on becoming rich. Some people completely unfocused. And trust me, if you're playing the lotto to become rich, you're focused, but in the wrong direction. The other thing is lack of imagination. And this goes back to the whole playing the lotto or being unaware, and you think that, well, I'm going to become rich someday, or I can't become rich because circumstances are against me. Well, you can use your imagination, and definitely self-made artists are the best versions of that, right? The rappers, the country musicians, country stars, right? These are people who, when they were kids, the successful ones I'm talking about, when they were kids, they imagined themselves singing on a stage and becoming very wealthy and successful. But once again, you can imagine things, but you have to be able to imagine not only, the creative side of it, like, okay, I want to create a product. I can imagine creating the product, but you also have to be able to imagine creating the organization that's going to support the product. Where are you going to manufacture this product? Who are you going to have to partner with to do it? Is your product going to be manufactured, overseas or in the United States? Why would you have to do that? And you may not know how to answer it. Why would I want to manufacture something in China, or why would I prefer to do it in the US? Well, you might have to imagine ways to become partners or friends with people who are in that line of work. You have to be able to imagine not just the end goal, the final product, but you also have to be able to imagine the business itself. Some of the world's biggest millionaires and billionaires, for example, let's take Jeff Bezos. Very imaginative guy. He obviously imagined a world where he could sell books online. That's how Amazon started, but he knew it was going to grow into more. He was going to be able to sell more. And so he had the imagination to do more than that. And it's not that he just imagined selling books online. He had to imagine the entire corporate structure to grow up and out of that. Because otherwise, he wouldn't still own Amazon. He would have sold it to somebody else with a better imagination who would have built that structure and blown it up, which is what happens to a lot of entrepreneurs. They'll design a great product. They'll, perhaps like an inventor, they invent a great product, right? They invent some kind of a cool process or something like that, right? But then they have to sell it on to somebody who's going to make it something bigger and better. For example, the Doorbot. The Doorbot, right, it's the Ring camera. Doorbot invented the idea of putting a camera in a doorbell, but they couldn't really imagine beyond it. They didn't know how to build a corporate structure around manufacturing and distributing those to the household. But engineers at Amazon were able to figure out how to do that. They bought out Doorbot, they rebranded it as Ring, and now they sell it, through Amazon. The other thing is that you don't have a goal. So another reason that people are not millionaires is because they don't have goals. And what I mean by that is you see a lot of people just kind of floating through life. And it's going back to that being unfocused. It's very hard to focus if you don't have a goal. So if you don't have a goal, like I want to make $1 million by the age 40, or I want to have a Lamborghini by the time I'm 30, if you don't have that goal, then you're not going to have a reason to focus on anything. Sure, you could say, I want to be a millionaire, and then you say, how are you going to focus on becoming a millionaire? What the fuck does that mean? Does it mean that you have $1 million in a bank account, that you have $1 million worth of net worth, of net assets, you have $1 million in real estate, what does it mean? $1 million of income per year? Like, what do you mean by a millionaire? You have to be able to define a goal, be very specific, and give yourself a realistic timeline. So don't say, I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow, and you haven't even graduated fucking high school. The next thing too is money is not a priority. And I saw this happen all the time with all the bullshit little side jobs that I had my whole life. I saw this happen in a lot. And I'm talking about like working in fast food, or working in restaurants as a waiter, or even bouncing in nightclubs. I saw a lot of people who they were like, money was not a priority. So they didn't care about becoming a millionaire. They didn't care about saving up for long-term wealth. They didn't care about their fucking retirement, let alone your fucking retirement. Man, nobody gave a shit. They just worked and worked and worked and worked, and they would spend all their money on fucking expensive sneakers and on fancy dinners and on drugs and alcohol, and they didn't give a fuck about becoming a millionaire. So making money not a priority, and I'm talking about earning income and then saving that money and doing something useful with it, leveraging it to, buy products from China to resell here in the US, trying to build a business, or saving that money to put yourself through college or something like that. If money's not going to be a priority, then you're not going to get anywhere. But those same people are going to sit there and fucking bitch and moan about how they don't have enough money and how it's unfair that the owner of the business has all this money and they drive a fucking BMW, and you're sitting around bitching, complaining, saying, I don't have any fucking money. Well, if money's not a priority and you're spending it on shit, I'm talking about making money. The only priority is you spending money, and you're fucking spending money on stupid shit, on fucking sneakers nobody's gonna give a fuck about. You buy them for $200 and you sell them for $2,000 5 or 10 years later. Wow, what a big fucking ROI. Who gives a fuck? How about if you save your money, you could buy a fucking 100 of those sneakers or 1,000 of those sneakers, you could resell them in the future. But people don't think that. They just buy something, put it on, and that's it. And it's a fucking waste. And then when they're fucking 50, 60 years old and they're like, fuck, I'm supposed to be retiring soon, but I can't. I gotta go fucking find a job at Walmart so I can stand there and fucking greet people coming in through the door because I don't have any fucking money saved up because I made mistakes my whole fucking life. And now I'm a fucking loser. So if you don't make money a priority, you're gonna fucking pay for it later. I promise you that. Then people are also afraid of hard work. In my case, back when I was bouncing, you know what? I did make money a priority, and I wasn't afraid to work hard. So I had my night job bouncing. I had a daytime job as a security guard. I had a weekend job, my third job, which was a part-time job also, on the weekends, doing more security guard work. And also, I was going to school at the same time. But I had 3 fucking jobs because I made money a priority. And I thought that I could work those 3 jobs and go to school, and that's a whole nother story. But let me tell you something, it's very fucking hard to go to school or to do anything positive for your life if you're getting less than 20 hours of sleep a week. It fucking sucks, dude. So you can make money a priority, but once again, I was far wealthier, far better off than all my coworkers at any of those jobs because I worked harder. And you know what? If you're not willing to invest in the skills, maybe that's what you have to do temporarily so you can get by. In my case, I was able to make enough money to get the fuck out of New York and move on and go finish school and eventually get into the career that I'm in now. So the next thing that was something that also held me down is bad habits. And I mean like bad habits in terms of like drinking, doing drugs, like watching TV, fucking playing video games. You have these things that are literally just time sucks. They suck away your free time when you could be productive and you're not because you're fucking hungover or you're drinking. That kind of shit, I mean, that will kill you. That will kill your ability to become a millionaire for sure. If you're getting drunk every fucking day and then you're hungover in the morning and you show up to work fucking hungover and you're bitching and moaning, your head hurts and you smell like alcohol and you're smoking cigarettes, to kind of keep yourself alive and keep yourself awake and pounding energy drinks and just treating your body like trash, yeah, you're not going to become a millionaire by having bad fucking habits. And if you're not drinking and smoking, but you come home and you're playing video games all day long, or you watch TV and fucking don't do anything useful, you have a habit of fucking watching TV, I mean, that's not gonna help you become a millionaire. And this also feeds into another reason why people don't become a millionaire, and that is bad routines. And what I mean by that is that you're in a routine now. If you're in college, you're in a routine of waking up, you go work out in a gym, you go to class, afterwards you go home, you do homework, you go to bed, right? That would be the ideal routine. But some of you got really fucked up routines where you wake up early, you stumble into class because you're hungover, you do whatever you do in class, and then after class you go out and you start partying and drinking with your friends. And that's fine. College, I understand. Trust me, I did it and it was a big fucking waste of time. I wish I hadn't done it. I was super unfocused. Once again, here it comes again, unfocused, no proper goals. But when you have the routine as a working adult of I go to work in the morning, I come home, I crack open a beer and I watch TV the rest of the day. I watch my favorite fucking sports team fucking play and they don't give a fuck about you, but you're watching there fucking drunkenly cheering and shouting at the TV. Great fucking job. You're going to become very wealthy doing that. Just keep doing it for another 40 fucking years and then see how great it's going to be, how happy you're going to be that your fucking team at least finally fucking won the Super Bowl. You're going to be sitting there in your fucking underwear in some fucking shitty little apartment living off of Social Security, you're fucking $200 a month saying, what the fuck did I do to myself? And if you're in that fucking situation, trust me, it's not too late to change. But you got to change your fucking mindset. And ideally, the sooner you do it, the better. The next reason why people don't become millionaires is a shitty environment. A lot of you watching this right now, you can look around and you don't fucking live in a place like I do. Like literally, I have a fucking cloud forming outside of my window. I'm so high up. And you know what? It's fucking awesome. I live in a beautiful environment and I live here and I pay a lot of fucking money because it helps keep my mind right. Because it's hard, man, doing the kind of shit that I do. Going back to that, being afraid of hard work. I'm doing fucking hard work. To become wealthy, it's not easy, it's not cheap, it's not free. You have to work fucking hard, okay? I know, like doctors, they fucking work hard. They work 60, 70, 80, 100-hour weeks. But that's why they're also fucking millionaires. Business owners work hard. They work 60, 70, 80, 100-hour weeks because they're in love with their business and they have to fucking work hard to make their business successful. So if you're living in a shitty environment, you can't look out your window and see fucking clouds forming outside. If you're fucking, you look around and you're like, God, I fucking hate this crappy little, like I lived in a it was $640 a month apartment. When I moved out, it was $770, and I had to move out because I couldn't fucking afford it. But that fucking apartment, man, I mean, I'm happy that at least the bathroom wasn't fucking carpeted, and at least I had linoleum on the fucking kitchen floor. It wasn't carpeted either, thank God. The rest of that studio was fucking, yeah, it sucked, man. I had fucking like nicotine-stained walls from the previous people that used to live there. The whole thing stunk of fucking cigarettes. It sucked. It was a shitty fucking apartment. I ended up having fucking mice infestations, cockroaches, all this shit. And I'm a very clean fucking person. But you know what? When the people below you have the people living below you have a fucking rat infestation or mice or whatever the fuck, that shit climbs up the walls and gets into your fucking apartment through your electrical outlets, through your pipes. And you know what? I mean, that's the kind of fucking shit I lived in. And back then when I used to live there, Okay? What I did is I said, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking sit in this shithole. And I used to shit there and sit on the floor because I didn't have any fucking money for furniture. So I would sit on the floor and just sit there and drink beers by myself and smoke fucking cigarettes by myself and fucking watch shit off the computer watch YouTube videos because I couldn't afford fucking, I couldn't afford a TV. So I sat there and just watched videos off of my fucking old laptop that I had from college and drink myself silly. Eventually, you know what? I fucking went out, I bought a really good book, and I bought The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. I don't care if you fucking like him or not. This is way before his politics, okay? I was just like, hey, this guy's a successful businessman. What did he do to become rich? Let me read his book. Another book that I bought was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I don't give a fuck. I heard there's there's some gossip around, Robert. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. All I know is that those are two really good books from very successful guys. And I would go to fucking Trump Tower in Manhattan. I would sit there, Trump Tower on 5th Avenue. There's a big open atrium. It's like fucking 5, 6, 10 stories of open, beautiful space with fucking fountains, brass furniture, plants, gold everywhere, marble. It's fucking incredible. And I wouldn't do it at a Starbucks. I would go there where there were rich people who lived above me, and they would come down off the elevators and you'd see them walking off to work or going off to go fucking do whatever the hell those rich people do. Millionaires, billionaires. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo used to live in that building. Not that I'd see him, but you had celebrities, wealthy people living in this building. And I would be sitting there in their lobby at a table, respectfully dressed nice, and I would sit there and I would read these books, and it would inspire me for more. Robert Kiyosaki was a good book because he grew up like lower middle class and became a self-made millionaire, and I could resonate with that. He taught me a lot about how to save money, how to make money, how to treat money as a resource, not as like I have it, I got to spend it on something. Either way, you can change your environment. Maybe you don't have a Trump Tower because you live in some godforsaken fucking trailer park in the middle of Kentucky. You don't have that. I get it. But you can watch YouTube videos. You can read books. If you want to be like Elon Musk, go buy one of his books and fucking read it and study it. He will become your friend. He will be your environment. Go sit somewhere in the woods. Go find a park. Go sit on a park bench. Find a nice, clean, quiet environment that is separate from the hell that you live in every fucking day. Go find a nice environment and sit there and read a book. Go watch a YouTube video. Change your environment. Those are some of the steps. It's not all of them, of course, but these are some of the things that I went from being a broke bitch and fucking complaining about my goddamn circumstances to saying, you know what? I want more. I want to be a millionaire. How do I do it? And I did these fucking things. And if I did it, you can do it too.